I used to get out of my bed and walk around to the other side and pounce on you.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Was that fun?
For you, I suspect it was. I'm not so sure that it was for me. Oh. Just holding you so you didn't fall. Okay. Okay, stop. Oh. All right. Come, it's time to calm and peaceful. Calm and peaceful. Little sweet girl. So, a story about kitty cats. Does it have to be a Star Wars story?
Yes.
Okay.
Has to.
Okay. Oh. I'm going to have to ask you to stop jumping on your head that way. Okay, that hurts. I need you to be calm. Remember? What's the word of the day? Calm. Serenity now.
When I'm not
Serenity now. Serenity now.
when I'm not calm, you need to say gross.
Gross.
Not gross.
Hey, JJ. When we're doing story time, you must be in bed.
I know.
So,
I know.
get into bed, darling. You gotta stop. Gross. Please stay there. Get us started.
No, you start it.
Me start it? Okay.
No,
Once upon a
don't tell
time,
it.
in a galaxy far, far away.
They live. What about I'll do the first part and you'll do the second. I'll
Okay.
do the third.
That's great. You you start it and I'll
Upon a time in a galaxy far, far away.
There lived a planet full of cats. Only cats are all they had ever known. They'd never heard of humans. In fact, one day, our hero, Catman and Robin,
Luke Skywalker.
our heroes Catman and Robin met a human finally when he landed on their planet. His name was Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker's adventuring out to go where no man had gone before. And he did so boldly. Anyway, so he lands and he says, "Hi, I'm Luke Skywalker." And the cats, Catman and Robin, you know what they did?
What?
They looked him up and down and they said, "Meow." And Luke was like, don't you speak English like everybody else in the movies? And they just said, meow, 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 meow. And to them, to Catman and Robin, they were talking, and you know what they were saying?
What?
Hey, don't you speak cat like everybody else in the movies? But for some reason, they couldn't understand each other. And that caused a problem. So, instead, Luke went back to his ship, and he looked up to see if this planet had been discovered before, and no, it had not. But he had heard of cats before. And so instead, he went to his ship, and he got something called kibble, and he got something called catnip. And then he went back to Catman and Robin, and he took the kibble, and he kind of waved it, and they went, "Ooh," and they started purring. And then they started like kind of rubbing around his legs. So he knew that made them happy. And he said, "I'm going to make you a special drink. It's called a catatonic. Cat and tonic." And so he mixed the kibble with the catnip. And then he gave it to them. And they started eating. And then they started rolling all around it. They're sniffing. And they loved it. It was the most amazing thing. And meanwhile, they're like, meow, 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 meow. And that, in their language, translated to, "This dude is amazing. He's like a little slice of heaven falling out of the sky and got high." And so they love the catnip, and then finally it made them, they got all their energies out, and then they fell asleep. And that is what the catnip did. And when they woke up, Luke was gone, but they went back to their people and told them these wonderful stories about some person, human, that came to their planet, gave them something called a catatonic, and made them fall asleep. And they told that story for years and years. And nobody ever believed them. You want to tell it? Go ahead.
And then Luke Skywalker went to bed in his bed, and then JJ tiptoed around his bed and jumped on him.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound like any fun for Luke.
And then he jumped on me, and then we both jumped on each other.
Oh boy.
It was really fun.
Man. Okay. Anyway, so many years went by, and eventually everybody thought that Catman and Robin had made that story up, because nobody witnessed this person, I'll put that in quotes, that had shown up and gave them some special thing that he had put together. Okay? So, TJ, listen, I need you to calm down.
Why?
Okay? What do you mean why? It's nap time, that's why. So anyway, one day Catman and Robin were once again telling their story, but this time it was to their grandchildren. They had grown old, they had had kitty cats of their own, and their kitty cats had kitty cats. And so they were sitting around just licking themselves clean and telling stories about the day they met Luke Skywalker and the Rebel Alliance.
We want it up on the wall. No, there.
And still nobody believed it. And their grandchildren said, everybody at my school says that's not a real story. And Catman looks at them and he says, as sure as I'm sitting here licking myself, I tell you, this is real. And so they went to bed that night, and as they slept, a spaceship came out of the sky. And would you guess who it was?
How?
R2-D2. And C-3PO, and Luke Skywalker, and Chewbacca, and Princess Leia, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, all together.
And Han Solo?
And Han Solo landed on the planet of kitty cats right near their house, and the grandchildren were like, what?
First I thought it was Darth Vader.
Well, that's the thing. They were running from Darth Vader, and they ran and they said, Catman, Robin, we need your help. And then all of a sudden, Catman and Robin could somehow understand them. And they didn't understand how, but by then the technology had improved, and they had these things called universal translators. And then finally Catman and Robin were like, we hear you, what's up, how can we help? We're kind of old now, but we got 9 lives, we've only used like 7.5 of them. And so then everybody stopped. He's like, you guys get more than one life? They're like, yeah, you didn't know that? We also land on our feet every time, unless you put butter on them. And then Luke was like, well, that could come in handy, because there's a big mean guy chasing us. His name is Darth Vader. And they're like, what's the problem? And they go, he has uber stinky breath. And the cat's like, I don't see a problem with that. And Luke says, well, we do, and it affects us differently than it affects you. And he's like, well, what does it smell like? And he's like, it smells like really bad tuna or something. And the cat's like, sounds delicious. So then Darth lands, and the whole planet of cats runs up and starts circling around Darth. And Darth's like, what's going on here? And as soon as he said that, they could smell his stinky tuna breath. And all the cats started purring and walking around. And then, do you know what happened?
What?
They ate him.
Why?
Because he smelled like tuna fish. That's it. They just ate him. I'm just kidding. So anyway, they start purring and walking around, and Darth's like, oh boy, I think I'm in trouble now. And Luke's like, that's right, pal. We got our kitty cat friends. And Darth says, I know how to fix this. I'll give them a catatonic. And Luke's like, no! So he pulls out his lightsaber. They start fighting over the catatonic. And then finally, Luke, wapow, gets the catatonic from Darth Vader. And he's like, kitty cats, sick 'em. He's got tuna in his pockets and in his helmet. So they start like clawing and scratching at him and trying to get the tuna. Meanwhile, Luke's mixing the catatonic and he's like, here you go, kitty cats. I'll give you all of this catatonic if you get that bad guy. And they're like, meow, meow, let's go. Meow, let's go, right meow. Right meow, I said. And so they did. They got everybody and they attacked him and held him down and wrestled him down, and then gave him so many snuggles that his helmet fell off, and then he realized he was allergic to cats, and he's like, no! Hairball! And then all of a sudden he like disappeared in a poof, and there was nothing left but his like black robe and ooey gooey nastiness.
Dad!
What?
Dad!
What?
Bad news.
What? What's the bad news?
There's no water.
Oh, that is bad news. But our story is about at an end, so I'll get you some. So anyway, after that, Luke and the gang sat around, made catatonics with the cats, and even grew some of their own, and had a catatonic party with all the kitty cats, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. Wait, you gotta sign us off.
Sorry, I snorted.
Oh, you snorted? Okay,
I snorted.
that's okay. All right, sign off.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Check a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, poop, 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 poop. Pee, pee. Toilet, poop, pee.
Are you done?
Darth Vader